The defending champion was 2 games away. The crowd was silent. And Eala was down 1-5 in the second set. It looked like the dream run was over. The Filipina sensation, who had just stunned Olympic gold medalist Qinwen Zheng in the first round, was on the verge of elimination. The Canadian star, Leylah Fernandez, had found her rhythm. She was dictating play. She was in control. The momentum had completely shifted. But then, something extraordinary happened. Eala refused to quit. She dug deep. She fought back. And she pulled off one of the most incredible comebacks of her career, stunning the defending champion 6-2, 7-6-1 in a match that will be remembered for years to come. The Filipino fans in the stands erupted. The tennis world was left speechless. Today on Top Spin, we are breaking down the incredible comeback, the electric atmosphere, and why this victory has sent Filipino fans absolutely wild. For more coverage in tennis, subscribe and hit the notification bell. The stage was set for a blockbuster showdown at the William H. G. Fitzgerald Tennis Center. The second-round match of the Wimbledon DC Open was more than just a tennis match. It was a battle of Filipino pride. On one side, Eala, the 21-year-old Filipina sensation who had just stunned Olympic gold medalist Zheng Qinwen. On the other, Leylah Fernandez, the defending champion, the 2021 U.S. Open finalist, and a player of Filipino-Canadian descent. The atmosphere was electric. Thousands of Filipino fans had packed the stands, waving Philippine flags and chanting Eala's name. The crowd was heavily in favor of the Filipina, who was making her debut in the WTA 500 tournament to begin her North American hardcourt season. The two had met once before, at the Stuttgart Open earlier this year, where Fernandez had cruised to a 6-1, 6-4 victory. Eala was determined to even the score, and she was ready to prove that she was a different player now. The defending champion, however, was confident and experienced. But Eala knew she had the support of the Filipino community. "The community here in DC is amazing," she had said after her first-round victory. "I was pleasantly surprised. I think there was a great atmosphere on court today, very electric." The stage was set for an unforgettable clash, and the Filipino fans were ready to make their voices heard. The match began, and from the very first point, it was clear that Eala was on a mission. She was aggressive, precise, and playing with a confidence that left the defending champion with no answers. She took the ball early, flattening out her ground strokes and hitting deep to disrupt Fernandez's rhythm. The crowd was on her side, and she fed off their energy. The first set was a statement, a declaration that Eala was ready to compete with the best players in the world. She was a player on a mission, and she was determined to make history. The first set was a showcase of Eala's talent. She was in complete control from the start, breaking Fernandez's serve in the second game to race to a 2-0 lead. She quickly consolidated the advantage with a comfortable hold, extending her lead to 3-0. The defending champion looked flustered. She committed 14 unforced errors in the first set alone, a sign of her frustration. Eala, on the other hand, was solid, committing just 4 unforced errors. She was dictating play, moving Fernandez around the court, and attacking her backhand. Fernandez found her footing with her first hold of the match in the fourth game before threatening to turn the momentum in the next, earning a break point on Eala's serve. But the world number 28 held her nerve, saving the opportunity and escaping with a crucial hold to preserve her 3-game cushion at 4-1. Both players remained solid behind serve over the next 2 games, keeping the score at 5-2 before Eala sealed the opening set in emphatic fashion. She broke Fernandez for a second time in the 8th game, closing out the opener 6-2 with another clinical return game. The set was over in just 34 minutes. The fans were ecstatic. But the match was far from over. Eala's ability to control the first set was a testament to her incredible growth as a player. She had improved her serve, her movement, and her mental game. She was no longer just a promising junior, she was a legitimate threat on the WTA Tour. The first set was a statement, a declaration that Eala was ready to compete with the best players in the world. The Filipino fans were celebrating, but they knew that the defending champion would not go down without a fight. The match was far from over, and the second set would prove to be a battle of wills. The second set was a completely different story. Fernandez, the defending champion, finally found her rhythm. She hit her stride and flashed the form that made her the 2025 champion, building a commanding 5-1 lead. The Canadian star was dictating play. Her rally tolerance, forehand accuracy, and touch at the net all improved. She was in control. The match seemed to be slipping away. But Eala refused to give up. This was the defining moment. Most players would have crumbled. But Eala is not most players. She has a relentless fighting spirit that has become her trademark. She dug deep, steadied herself with holds in the 7th and 9th games, and broke Fernandez for the first time in the set in between, reeling off 3 straight games to cut the deficit to 5-4. The crowd erupted. The momentum had shifted. That I know that she was playing a little better, and maybe my level dropped a little bit, Eala said after the match. Those are very tricky moments, when you know your level has dropped and you want to do better, but things for one reason or another just aren't coming out. I think patience was key there, just trying to work it out, and a strong mentality in terms of trying to find solutions. Eala then broke Fernandez for a second time in the set to edge in front 6-5. She was just one game away from victory. But Fernandez, the defending champion, responded with a break of her own to force a tiebreak. The tiebreak was all Eala. She raced to a 3-0 lead, and the momentum was firmly in her favor. Fernandez managed to save her campaign, making it 3-1, but Eala was unstoppable. She dictated the rallies, showcased her incredible all-court game, and closed it out in emphatic fashion, 7-1. The final point was a beautiful winner that sent the Filipino fans into a frenzy. The match was over. Eala had done it. She had completed another incredible comeback. The Filipino fans in the stands erupted. The tennis world was left speechless. The victory was a testament to Eala's incredible mental toughness. She had faced adversity, and she had overcome it. She had shown the world that she was a fighter, a champion, and a player who refused to be defined by her circumstances. The comeback was a moment that will be remembered for years to come. It was the moment that proved Eala is ready to compete with the best players in the world. The moment the final point landed, the tennis world erupted. Social media was flooded with messages of shock and admiration. Filipino fans, who had been following Eala's journey with passion and pride, were overjoyed. The hashtags Eala wins, DC Open, and Philippine Pride began trending worldwide. Fans were ecstatic. The scenes in the stadium were pure celebration. The support from the fans was a testament to the deep connection that Eala has forged with her people. She had turned Washington, D.C. into a home away from home for her fans. The stands were filled with Philippine flags, and the chants of Eala. Eala! Eala! Echoed through the stadium. The Filipino community had turned the DC Open into a celebration of Filipino pride. Tournament chairman Mark Ine revealed that at least 80 of ticketing inquiries were about when Eala was playing. When you look at the amazing players here and how many great stars there are, it says something about Alex's following. Obviously, she's become an icon in the Philippines and worldwide. There's obviously Filipinos everywhere, Ine said. The support was overwhelming, and it was a testament to the impact Eala has had on her country. Eala was grateful for the support. I think the community here in DC is amazing. I think there was a great atmosphere for both players, and I'm really happy with my win today, she said. She also acknowledged the significance of representing the Philippines. I think the question should be rephrased to, what it's like to be Filipino. Salamat mga kababayan. She beamed. The response sent fans into a frenzy, proving that she had won the hearts of millions. The victory also marked a significant milestone. It was her 5th quarterfinal appearance in the 2026 WTA season. She had also dethroned a defending champion for the 2nd tournament in a row, after her stunning win over Iga Swiatek at Wimbledon. The Eala effect was in full force, and it was a beautiful thing to behold. The fans were not just there to see a tennis player, they were there to celebrate a shared achievement. They were there to show the world that the Philippines is proud of its daughter. And Eala, as always, was grateful and humble, embodying the very qualities that made her a hero in the first place. Let us zoom out. Alex Eala's incredible victory over Leylah Fernandez is about more than just one match. It is about the changing nature of tennis and the power of a single individual to inspire a nation. Eala's journey from a young girl in Manila to a Grand Slam standout is an inspiration. She has already achieved more than any Filipino player before her. She is the first to be seeded at Wimbledon. She is the first to reach the second week of a Grand Slam. She has beaten the best players in the world, including the defending champion Iga Swiatek. She is only 21 years old, and her journey is just beginning. The support from her fans is a testament to the impact she has had on the Philippines. She is not just a tennis player, she is a movement. The tennis world is watching, and the Philippines is celebrating. Alex Eala is ready for the next challenge. The DC Open is just the beginning of a new chapter in her incredible story. She is not just a tennis player, she is a global icon. Eala has often spoken about the importance of staying grounded. I don't see myself any differently. I know who I am, she said. Her humility is one of her defining qualities, and it is one of the reasons she has become so beloved. Despite her success, she remains connected to her roots and committed to representing the Philippines with pride and honor. The DC Open is a celebration of that commitment. The fans who turned out to support her were not just there to watch a tennis match, they were there to celebrate a shared achievement. They were there to show the world that the Philippines is proud of its daughter. And Eala, as always, was grateful and humble, embodying the very qualities that made her a hero in the first place. The tournament is a moment of national unity, a moment of pure joy, and a moment that proves that a young woman from Manila can conquer the world. As she once said, it's hard not to get their energy. In Washington, that energy carried her forward. For more coverage in tennis, subscribe and hit the notification bell.